Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Jim Grisanzio from the Java Developer Relations team, and we're here at JavaOne in Las Vegas. And yesterday I was walking around the conference center inside here, and I met my friend Mala Gupta, and she's from India. Mala, welcome.
Thanks, Jim. It's a pleasure to be here and be talking with you.
Yeah, it's great to see you. We actually met for the first time in India in July. I was in India for a six-city tour, and I met you in Delhi. Really cool place. And since I met you here, I wanted to have a conversation with you about JavaOne. I know you've been going to previous conferences at JavaOne, and you've been presenting and stuff. So you presented earlier today?
Yes, I did. So my session was about learning the new language features in Java 19, obviously using IntelliJ IDEA. I had a bit of a twist because I not just talked about the new features and how to learn them, I tried to add a lot of fun to the session. I added fables and stories because we used to listen to stories, a lot of stories when we were kids, but we don't do that a lot now. So I try to bring that fun into the session. I talked about the superpowers that all Java developers have. One is, of course, the new language features, and the second one is IntelliJ IDEA, because the combination really helps any developer get going.
So tell me a little bit more about the stories. I'm really interested in that. How does that fit with software?
So the stories are used, as we know, across the globe to help anyone learn anything, so that you just not have the takeaway, but you get the experience, or you are in that moment and then you realize the importance of those things. And that's what makes stories click to everyone, to young and old. So I tried to kind of make the audience feel that yes, they are the superheroes, but they just don't know what their superpowers are, and so probably they have to just kind of rediscover the superpowers, look around and use them. And then yes, developers are superheroes because we do create a lot of things which are used across the globe all the time. So
that's one of the things that interests me a lot about hanging around with engineers, software developers, because the tool, you have the engineer who has a certain skill, intelligence, ideas, all those things, and taking that and using very high-powered tools now to do the most amazing things. And that's one of the reasons why I've been so interested in talking to developers, because they solve really hard problems, hard for me. And create new opportunities, and so it's really interesting. So have you had any conversations? What was the reaction to the session, or how did it go basically?
I think it was good because I didn't see any rotten eggs or tomatoes in the session or after the session. I had a word with Morris, who is also Java Champion, and he was there attending the session, and he said the session was good, and we talked a bit about that. Don also attended, Donald Robb, he's also Java Champion, and though he's a very good friend, but he also said the session was good. And we had a couple of good conversations regarding the new features. There was another person who came up to me and asked how could I use this feature, and could I use it with another feature and a combination. So that's how you know that the session was good, when you have some interesting questions coming up and people asking if certain features can be used in a certain combination. So I think it was good for me.
Good, excellent. And also, you were a couple of days ago. We were in the Java Leaders Summit session. It was basically an all-day all day of group of sessions where user group leaders and Java champions were there, and so that I thought was really well. There was a lot of sharing, a lot of people with interesting ideas. So what was your impression of that?
So first of all, it was great to be back and see all the people in person that we kind of got to see probably 2 to 3 years back. So that was amazing. So kind of met a lot of old friends, made new friends, and of course it was a great event because we got to hear from the Oracle's core team, the features that they're working on. We heard from Ron, we heard from Aurelia, and George Saab, Sharad. A lot of people, they were talking about what they were doing at with the new technology. How is it going? How is it shaping up? And of course, as Java champions and as leaders, we got an opportunity to contribute to it, to share what we feel about it, and if there's concerns that we have that it should be going to certain direction. So that was great because we have a two-way communication. So that I think is really important, and I think it's essential too.
Yeah, that was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really learned. I really learned a lot as well. And so yeah, cool. So well, what when I was in India in July, things were kind of just starting to open up. And how is it now? We're at the end of October now. How is it there in India?
Yes, we have very few restrictions now. It's opening up, all the places, school, colleges, everything is opening up. Some organizations, they are still preferring to have people work from home, so we have a hybrid option. Yes, it is opening up. If I talk about the Daily Jug, we haven't started the in-person sessions as of now because we're still figuring out how to restart, because a lot of people are not in that zone because I don't know, a lot of it seems overwhelming to restart all those, but we hope to restart those soon as well.
Yeah, my impression of what I was told there when I was there is that a lot of people left the cities and went back to their hometowns, and so it's hard to get them back. And because of course there's no travel issues, everything in India, there's I'm talking about commuting. It's very difficult, right? So yeah. So okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for joining me here for a quick conversation. I see the sun moving here, and we're shooting into the sun, which is like photographically the worst thing to do. But I wanted to get the background there, so we'll see how this comes out. And if not, we'll have to do it again. Thank you.
Pleasure to talk with you, Jim. Pleasure to talk.
Cool. We'll talk to you more later. See you guys.